The forest stood silent as a group of friends ventured deep into its heart for a weekend camping trip. Mike, Sarah, Alex, and Emily sought to escape the pressures of city life and immerse themselves in the tranquility of nature. They chose a secluded spot, far from the beaten path, surrounded by towering trees that whispered secrets of the ancient woods. The first day passed blissfully, with the group setting up their tents, kindling a crackling fire, and sharing laughter under the starlit sky. The forest, however, held a subtle tension, an undercurrent that only the most sensitive souls could detect. Unbeknownst to the campers, the woods harbored a history, one of forgotten rituals and restless spirits. As night descended, the group gathered around the fire, casting long shadows that danced with the flickering flames. Mike, the self-proclaimed storyteller of the group, suggested sharing scary tales to add a thrill to their wilderness escape. They laughed off the notion that the ancient forest might harbor anything more than the typical creatures of the night. The fire crackled as the tales unfolded, each more spine-chilling than the last. As the night wore on, an unease settled over the campsite, imperceptible at first but gradually intensifying. The rustling leaves seemed to carry whispers of long-lost souls, and the wind carried an ethereal chill. Deciding to shake off the growing sense of discomfort, the friends retired to their tents. The darkness pressed against the thin fabric as they settled in for the night, hoping the forest's mysterious aura would dissipate with the light of day. In the depths of the night, Emily awoke to an unsettling stillness. The air inside the tent felt charged with an ominous energy. She could hear the distant hooting of an owl, a haunting lullaby that sent shivers down her spine. As she lay there trying to dismiss her unease as mere imagination, a peculiar sound reached her ears, the soft footsteps of someone or something approaching the campsite. A hesitant rustle from outside the tent followed. Emily held her breath, straining to discern the source of the disturbance. The footsteps drew nearer, uneven and deliberate. Panic set in, and she nudged Alex, sleeping beside her. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Alex stirred, his eyes heavy with sleep. "Hear what?" Before Emily could respond, the footsteps ceased. The night returned to an eerie silence, broken only by the distant hooting of the owl. Dismissing the incident as a figment of her imagination, Emily urged Alex to go back to sleep. The next morning, the friends gathered around the smoldering remnants of the previous night's fire. Emily hesitated to mention the unsettling experience, fearing she might be met with skepticism. As the group prepared for a day of hiking and exploration, the tension of the previous night lingered like an unspoken presence. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the atmosphere shifted. The trees seemed to close in, their branches intertwining like gnarled fingers, casting elongated shadows on the forest floor. The friends exchanged uneasy glances but pressed on, attributing their discomfort to the unfamiliarity of the terrain. As afternoon turned to evening, the forest embraced them in an oppressive darkness. The sunlight struggled to penetrate the thick canopy, casting the woods in an otherworldly twilight. Sarah, normally the most carefree of the group, began to express her growing unease. "I feel like we're being watched," she admitted, her eyes darting nervously between the trees. Mike, ever the rationalist, dismissed her concerns. "It's just the isolation getting to you. Nothing to worry about." Yet, as the group continued, an indescribable heaviness settled over them. The once familiar landscape became disorienting, the path twisting and turning in ways that defied logic. Panic simmered beneath the surface, threatening to erupt with each step. As nightfall approached, the friends stumbled upon an ancient clearing bathed in an otherworldly glow. In the center stood a weathered stone altar, adorned with cryptic symbols that seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy. The air grew thick with a spectral presence, and the friends exchanged uneasy glances. "Maybe we should go back," Emily suggested, her voice barely above a whisper. Mike hesitated, torn between curiosity and an unspoken fear. "We've come this far, let's just check it out and head back to camp." As they approached the stone altar, the forest seemed to hold its breath. The symbols on the weathered surface appeared to writhe, responding to the group's proximity. An eerie hush enveloped the clearing, broken only by the faint echoes of the distant owl. Just as the friends began to feel a sense of relief, A chilling wind swept through the clearing, extinguishing their flashlights in a sudden gust. Darkness swallowed them, and an otherworldly moan echoed through the ancient trees. Panic set in as they fumbled to relight their flashlights, their feeble beams revealing shifting shadows and fleeting glimpses of ethereal figures. Sarah screamed, her voice a desperate plea in the void. The group scattered, disoriented and pursued by unseen forces. Alex, separated from the others, stumbled into the depths of the forest, his flashlight flickering in the enveloping darkness. In the heart of the ancient woods, the Friends found themselves entangled in a spectral nightmare. Whispers surrounded them, chilling to the bone, as the forest itself seemed to conspire against their escape. The eerie glow of the symbols intensified, casting an unholy radiance that illuminated the twisted faces of long-forgotten spirits. As the night wore on, the friends attempted to reunite, their voices carrying through the haunted woods. Yet, their pleas fell on deaf ears, swallowed by the oppressive silence that clung to the ancient trees like a malevolent entity. The symbols on the stone altar pulsed with an otherworldly energy, sealing the fate of those who dared to trespass into the realm of the forgotten. By the time dawn broke, the forest stood silent once more, as if absorbing the echoes of the night's horrors. The stone altar stood alone, a relic of forgotten rituals and a testament to the terrible fate that befell those who dared to delve too deeply into the mysteries of the ancient woods. The townsfolk of Everwood spoke of the disappearance of the camping group, their fate forever entwined with the haunted tales of Hollowgate House. The forest, once again veiled in an unsettling stillness, guarded its secrets, waiting for the next unsuspecting souls to venture into its depths and become entangled in the spectral embrace of the forgotten.